The story you are about to see is based on a world facing extinction at the hands of the undead. It is a world where only the dead survive with ease. It can be dark, brutal, and harrowing at times. Join us as we fight to survive against a never-resting, never-stopping, never-ending enemy.
Hello survivors, and welcome back to Zealand, Las Vegas. Tonight we are joined by Chloe.
Hi.
Matt.
I'm back.
He's back, finally. Gabe.
Hello.
Mitch.
Hello.
And Jesse.
What's up?
When we last left off, our survivors had made the choice, based on some information they received from me, to leave the city, based on my warnings. They split off from the other members of their group, who chose to stay behind to offer a stronghold or a safe point should they need to return. The plan was to head to Mount Charleston, a elevated area, a mountain northwest of Las Vegas. Low population center, hunting, resources, to get away from the city. First off, they went to a gas station just down the road from their house, successfully looting it for quite a bit of food, water, and Japanese candies, unknown to the rest of the group, and a couple rolls of toilet paper. They then left, and on their way to a fence line that they thought could easily be driven through, they were met by a horde of the running zombies, or the screamers. That's where we left off, and that's where we're going to pick it back up. So, you're heading towards the fence line, where your plan was to bust through, hit I-95, and make your way to Mount Charleston. And as you're going, having heard the Mustang come streaming by, drawing the attention of the zombies, you're now met with the biggest number you've ever seen. You've seen 2s and 3s. This is a horde. This is upwards of 30. And they're not necessarily running at you originally, but now that they see you, they see humans, they see motion. They're definitely making their way to your vehicles. Mitch is in the lead vehicle in his SUV. He has Gabe in the passenger seat and Matt in the back seat with a shotgun, which is unsafe. And Matt behind you, looking behind you to see if Jesse's car is still there, you see like half a face sticking through the back windshield from Stumpy, the zombie that Mitch plowed into in reverse. Yes, Chloe.
I thought that they didn't see us yet because we were not on the road yet.
You did turn left onto the road and you were heading back towards the fence line.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember that because I thought that we were still frozen because we heard the Mustang.
Well, yes, you heard the Mustang, everybody ducked.
Yeah.
It went by, and Matt was the only one that popped his head out and stated that he saw a man basically driving and fighting off a zombie. You all heard the crash, and you decided to go the opposite way, which is where you met the horde. You saw them pouring out of the exits from the apartment complex.
Okay.
Mitch.
Gabe cleaned the windshield.
He did. Oh, would you have like picked the face bits off the back windshield?
You just got the squeegee part.
He's just like poking at it, like it's not coming off.
Yeah, it's like a really stubborn piece of bird shit. You're like, yeah.
If it didn't come off out of my hand.
Well, the fleshy bits were on the inside. Like you cleaned the blood off the back, but it had busted its head through, and when you pulled off,
skin.
it's like tore off part of its face.
Oh, so it's only the face, not the actual like, stuff.
No, yeah, just like the face bits.
I was gonna.
But the rest of the windshield, like fucking spotless, looks great. Like best $5 you could have paid a homeless person to clean. Beautiful. In the chase vehicle, we have Jesse driving and Chloe in the passenger seat. So Mitch, you're in the lead vehicle. You see this. You have Jesse following close behind you.
How close?
How close would you be behind?
I was essentially getting ready to pull out when I saw him like break.
He hadn't braked yet.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you were both driving back the way of the apartment complex towards that fence.
I'm also putting on my seatbelt.
My seatbelt is definitely on.
Everybody is following what Safety Chicken says and buckling up for safety.
What?
It works. It works for my kids. Just go with it. Dad jokes. I'm allowed to do this.
Well, I guess is what am I gonna see him do? Since
He hasn't done anything yet.
I'm assuming I see also the horde coming out.
Yes, pretty easily. Again, without going to the map yet, because we haven't really left the area that we showed last time, you see them just spewing out of every entrance/exit to not only the ones you all came through, but the ones further down the line, following this noise of the muscle car.
Mhm.
And you're not that far away from the gas station. I'd say you're probably a third of the way between the gas station and the exit to your apartment. Is when you see this happen.
Okay.
Is Mitch is in the lead car. Roll me a drive check. Give it so you're not trying to like.
No, I'm not trying to like.
Yeah, you're not trying to like fast
I'm not
and
popping
furious.
the parking brake.
Right. So give me a drive.
It would just be brake and then turn, and then once I'm turned, like accelerate and keep
So
turning.
give me a drive plus 20. And again, as a reminder to all players, sigils are reset. This is a new session.
So plus 20?
Yeah, so I'm at 60.
Oh, it's not like major though.
I would be. It'd be a poor failure.
Okay. So you fail.
Yeah.
All right. So
We're all great.
you, in the moment, you see this horde running towards you. And you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And you stop the brakes and cut the wheel. You don't catch the skid fully, so you skid to a stop sideways. You're now blocking the road. You, having been following him, give me a drive check. This is going to be at a -10
A -10?
because you were following behind him, and now he's sideways in front of you.
Remember your sigils. You can burn one.
I like
plus
those.
25, right?
A sigil
You
is
can
plus
use one
20.
to plus 25.
Yes.
So originally it'd be at 27. Bumped it up, it would be at 50, 52. I'm gonna use it.
Okay.
I'm using a sigil.
Okay.
Right off the bat, right off the start.
Good start.
58.
What was your goal?
52.
52.
So
So,
it's a scant failure.
okay. So, you're driving, you see these zombies, and all of a sudden, you see in your windshield Mitch like bracing into the turn, and Matt looking out his window at you. His window's not down, but his eyes are getting progressively bigger as your car
getting
comes towards
closer.
him. You slam on the brakes, and because of modern technology, your anti-lock brakes kick in, so you're able to still steer the car. You steer to the right, and the car skids and it stops. Doesn't hit, but you're, fractions of an inch from collision. But you're both sideways on the road. So I want Gabe and Matt, you're going to give me perception at plus 20. Mitch, you're going to need perception at plus 10. Chloe and Jesse, give me perception at -20. Actually, yeah, that's right, because you're on the other side.
I passed by 20.
Okay,
If I,
Minus 10.
I have plus 20, right?
yes.
So
oh,
I
minus 10? There.
I
I
think.
thought no, he told me minus 20.
Minus 20 because you're on the other side of the vehicle from Mitch. You're trying to see what's happening on the other side of his vehicle, through his vehicle. That's why the people in the passenger side and Matt, you had it on an obstructed view. You got the
What's
plus.
so you see like the, is that, like how much you filled up? So I got 4 filled in.
Do I see an exact number or like just?
Did you? So you say pass and then a number, like pass whatever you rolled.
Oh, I got to pass 30.
39. So then if you look at your cheat sheet, that is a okay success. Basically, you did great-ish.
I did feel bad.
So who all passed? Just you. So
I had a scan failure.
that's fine. So Gabe, obviously you're probably So you got thrown. Your head kind of bounced off the window a little bit from the sudden turn. You didn't get hurt.
Don't turn me. Just
You're just a little dazed. Matt,
I hunkered.
Matt, you at first looked at Jesse and then saw like they stopped. So then you look back towards the horde, and you see that they're not necessarily working together. You don't get a sense of organization, but they've definitely kind of filed down. If any of you are old enough to remember the Mighty Ducks, they're kind of in the flying V formation. There's like the fastest zombie is kind of in the lead, and all the rest are fanned out behind him. So you see this, and again, you don't sense any like intelligent design. You just notice they're all running, kind of pointing directly at your car, which is the closest thing to them that is moving.
Yeah.
And they are now about 50 yards down the road from you.
Isn't there the street, the small street next to the gas station that like, what, isn't there? I don't believe that. I mean,
So they're past that a little bit. So what I can do is let me bring up Google
I'm
Earth
not
real
driving,
quick.
so I can-
Right, let me bring up the map real quick. So here's where the gas station is that you all had plundered in the last episode.
Yeah.
You left and you turned this way, heading back towards the fence line, which is way down there. You made it to about here when the first few zombies, Stumpy included, not necessarily running fast, but he's part of the crowd, started coming out. And then you see from this exit, stream of zombies, this exit, a stream of zombies, this exit, a stream of zombies, and a group of zombies running just kind of from this general direction. So you saw in total 20, 25, 30 of them just booking it at your car, which are now kind of aligned in front of you. That's where we're sitting right now. So your vehicle is actually at this point, you're right about here because you turned left, and as they sprinted out, Mitch slammed on his brakes and kind of went cat corner right here. So the horde, the front of the horde, is just past the entrance to the apartment complex right there.
Mitch.
I know.
So again, everybody give me a perception check. Everybody in Mitch's car plus 20. Because you have your window down.
I want to use it to re-roll. That's bad.
I'm assuming those weren't great rolls.
I got a poor failure.
Before the game, I couldn't roll anything below 30. Now I can't roll anything below 70.
Before the game, I can roll.
You're channeling me as a player character. You just can't roll for shit. So Jesse, Chloe, also not.
What?
You two as well. You two.
Oh.
Was I supposed to roll with you?
Yes. No. You two give me perception, but you two don't get a bonus because your windows are up. So you just roll flat perception.
Oh, okay.
Everybody in Mitch's car got the bonus because he had his window down.
So just flat perception.
What did you roll?
Success.
Okay, so what did you roll for success?
I rolled a 12.
Okay, so that is a mediocre degree of success. So to make it easier, if you pass, just say pass and give me the number so that I can look. All right, so everyone else is so shaken by the sudden turn of events, no pun intended, that they don't. They're really focused on what's going on in the car, and they're looking at the horde of zombies. Chloe, you hear what sounds like some engines. You can't really tell with how you roll. The windows are up, it's hard to tell. Maybe they got the AC on because it is 103 degrees outside. You hear engines, not from Mitch. These are deeper, like throatier engines. And they sound like they're coming toward you, but on the other side of the wall. So at this time, the zombies are barreling down on you. Without rolling perception, you all hear clang, clang of metal fence breaking down. You see two Humvees blowing through the dirt and slamming to a stop. And you see the horde rushing at you, starting to disintegrate under the fire of dual 50 cal weapons mounted on top of these Humvees. Just the throaty do 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 do. You see holes just appearing, chunks flying off their bodies as round after 50 caliber round tear through the horde. You see two uniformed members on top just unleashing fury upon this horde. And it doesn't stop. They're just unloading. And you see people leaning out of the side of these Humvees with smaller caliber weapons. M4s. Just top, 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 top. Not having as gruesome of an effect on the horde, but dropping bodies nonetheless.
Is this horde still coming towards us, or now they've turned their attention to them?
Those that have not been struck down, half are continuing your way. You have about 4 coming your way. The rest have stopped and are making a beeline for the enemy.
Which are on the other side of the horde.
They are
Here.
parallel, like they're perpendicular to the horde. So let's switch back to
So they came in through the wall.
let's switch back to the map real quick.
So they came through the fence and we were going to engage.
So you were stopped parallel right about here.
Right.
The horde came this way. The fencing you were going to come through was right down here. So all these bodies were streaming through. These Humvees came in and busted through right here, started mowing down everything on this direction and everything facing this way. A large number of the horde stopped and made their way back as that's the source of the loudest noise. The very tip of it, the vanguard that Matt spotted, about 4 of them, are still making a beeline for your vehicle. But the vast majority, again, of this 20, 25, 30 of them, are either dead, or, I mean, they're all dead to begin with, more dead, or they're making their way back towards the Humvee. But they're not doing very well. These 50 cal gunners are cutting them down, taking legs off at the kneecap, taking whole chunks out of torso. So if they are still alive, they're dragging themselves with a single arm, single leg.
Shins.
Yeah, they took my shins! Zombie crawl! Ah!
Alright.
So you still have 4 heading your way. And you are in the back seat with a shotgun. You are in the passenger seat armed with...
Back. Drive closer. I want to hit them with my back.
So again, you still have four runners heading towards your vehicle and turn sideways. Let me go back to the player map.
I'm going to look at you and just do that motion, and I'm going to pull around his car and go towards that other section of fence directly across from the gas station.
Okay. So you're heading back towards the gas station.
Yeah, but only just pretty
Right.
much making a
Yep.
extended curve
I got
to
you.
just go straight through that fence.
That's an easy enough. You don't have to roll a drive check to literally like go and drive. I mean, I'm assuming you're doing it with some speed, but it's
so
your
to
vehicle.
go through the fence, yeah.
It's your vehicle.
Once he clears out, I'm not gonna do that. I was trying to move when he's moving. Once he clears out, I'm gonna start going to following him through that fence.
All right. So you both head towards that fence line. Matt, where are you looking? Are you looking at the front? Are you looking side to side? Are you looking at the back?
I'm looking at the back because that's where the threat was when I saw.
So you still see 4 zombies sprinting towards you. Behind them, you don't see more movement. I mean, you see some movement, but nothing vertical. There's stuff on the ground writhing around.
Yeah.
And you see the Humvees backing back onto the feeder road for I-95, or is actually I-95.
It's actually.
Yeah, exactly. They're backing back on I-95. You see them pull back around and head forward and disappear behind the wall that you are now kind of running parallel to.
Okay. Yeah, I will relay that all to.
So once we go through that fence, it's the 95.
Yes.
So if they hit that wall as we're pulling through and actually onto the highway, I'll look in my rear view. Do I see the Humvees behind us
They're on
heading towards us?
Once you get onto 95?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
Well, you
that
see,
side road, fence, and then 95.
right. So you not only see the Humvees, you also see a much larger vehicle,
Right.
an MRAP, which is an acronym that eludes me right now. It's basically a giant armored personnel carrier. It's designed to deflect IED attacks, so it's kind of like a V-shaped bottom. It's a very big troop carrier, very tall vehicle. You see two Humvees and this, not barreling down on you, but coming up 95. So the problem is, with any evacuation, whether man-made or government-directed, everyone tries to leave on the major highways. So as you come onto 95, you see not necessarily wall-to-wall traffic, but you remember back to the first night. You remember the noise of a lot of traffic, a lot of commotion, and you see exactly why now. As you come through the fence and you get a clear view of I-95, you see there's a lot of vehicles, and not necessarily just in the lanes. Some of them have, you could tell they were maybe frustrated with traffic patterns. They've gone over on the side. Southbound, not a lot of traffic. No one's trying to come into the zombie apocalypse. Someone's trying to get away from it. So it's not wall to wall. It's not impassable, but it is definitely going to take you time if your plan is to just drive away to navigate through these cars. And Gabe and Mitch, since you're the first ones on the highway, give me a perception plus 10.
Not Matt. Alright, because I'm in the front. I can roll 2 if you want.
Go ahead and give me just flat perception. What did you get?
Pass 38.
All right.
Pass 14.
All right. So, Mitch, you're spending your time. You just plowed through a fence, and it's like, it's rough road because it's not exactly a smooth transition. You're going up a hill. There's Humvees and this giant military vehicle coming up behind you. So you're focused on just like not plowing into a bunch of vehicles because that's your job as the driver. Gabe's job is to basically man the radio and the maps because he's riding shotgun.
I have this.
And Matt in the back seat is just kind of like on Overwatch, just making sure everything's fine. And they notice kind of what you've already seen. You notice shapes in vehicles. You notice movement from some of the vehicles. But Gabe specifically, you also notice there are bodies all over the highway. Rib cage is exposed to the sun, limbs torn off, whole just chunks just torn away. These are definitely no longer moving. These have been ravaged by what you can only expect are the zombies and the zombie horde. These have been thoroughly picked clean.
It must smell terrible out here. How have we not noticed
Mitch
this?
has his window down.
I'm like rolling the window.
Roll them up. Look how this plate, kids. So yeah, you see all these, and looking at it, because you got a pretty good score. Each corpse kind of tells a story. Like you see some bodies that are hanging halfway out of their car, where their lower torso is still stuck in the seatbelt, and the other half is just stripped away of, the soft fleshy bits. Organs kind of flopping down onto the face, onto the pavement. Other bodies are outside their car, maybe 5-6 paces away. So you remember back to the original commotion again. Like you remember hearing the noise and hearing the traffic, but all of a sudden, not a lot of noise. And you can tell a lot of people tried to flee on foot when they realized their cars weren't going anywhere, or they couldn't get there, and they saw what was happening around them. So you can almost piece together these people's final moments. Go ahead and give me a will check. Give me, actually just a flat will check, because this is the first thing you've really seen. You weren't in on any of the expeditions before.
So in some game, in some game systems, you can take like perks or feats and stuff.
Yeah.
I really think there are some that would apply to you, like
Just don't give a shit about
like lack
anything.
of will to live, easily forgettable.
You get a +10 to suicide.
I did say you wanted it, so I got nothing to live for.
All right, so
It's still bad. It was awful. Failed by 35.
35. So you
Just cry it out, man.
you take a significant mental wound. So a significant mental wound is going to take some time. Right? It's something that you're going to have to you're going to have to talk about your feelings, and you'll take some negatives to your mental skills.
He's never getting rid of that one.
He's just going to bottle it up like a proper Irishman with the red hair, drink it down, and continue on.
The actual jalapeno bits are very spicy.
See, I told you. So I
I
made
made a
jalapeno
mistake.
popcorn for my players, and I warned them the jalapeno parts are spicy. And they just rolled it, and they failed the Constitution check.
What happened to you?
There are enough jalapeno bits on the popcorn.
Did you get jalapeno in your eye?
I made a mistake.
You're not supposed to take actual damage. It's just a game.
Mental wound.
So this
Serious.
this is the and again, if you want to undo this, you can try a reroll with a sigil before I keep going, unless you're just okay with it.
So he's a little bit more quiet for the next couple.
It's up to you. I'm not trying to guide your hand. Just for those of you following along, you can use a sigil to re-roll a failed roll, or you can re-roll any roll to see if you can do better.
We are 20 minutes in, and you are down to one situation.
I know.
This means he's engaged in the storyline.
I failed really bad twice.
Yeah,
So
are you anything below 50?
It's still bad.
Did you do worse?
No, you did better.
No, he did better by 3.
So what did you roll?
That's 70 altogether.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did better by 2, so it's
Then
still
it's
awful.
the same thing.
So yes. So again, having been back in the apartment, like you've seen Mitch and Jesse come back covered in blood. You've seen the girls come back covered in blood. Like you know shit's not great. But you aside from seeing the person writing play, which is supposed to be help in the back window of a car, you haven't really seen anything. Like this is fucked up shit. This is messed up. You're seeing organs that you've only read about in books, just exposed to the sun, just out there getting a tan. So, yeah, this ain't great. You start to question, like, holy shit, how are we going to survive this? Look at all these people that just died. How are we, 4 people in a car, 3 people in one car, 2 in the other, how are we supposed to make it? Hundreds of people across did.
Game over, man.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah, you have an alien moment. Aliens moment. And you're not feeling so great about the situation right
All of your cards.
So, Mitch, you're driving and you know the military vehicles are behind you. What are you going to do? The ones that just essentially kicked ass, took names,
So,
made the grass grow. There's still 4 zombies, as far as you know.
So my joke was that I rolled up the window, but my window isn't. Is it up or down? You tell me.
You tell me.
No.
It's your window.
It's been down this whole time.
Now, yeah, I know.
I'm
Just
not.
when he was making a joke about the smell, I was like,
I'm not going to assume your window position.
I'm very particular about my positions.
Yeah.
I stick my hand out the window and I like. Yeah.
Grievous wounds in
Oh.
hand.
You get shot in the hand, you just lose your hand. I stick my hand out and I do this. So that section before the on-ramp up to that T. So that section of fence that we blew through.
Yeah. Should we go back to the map?
This is up to you if you need help to visualize as well.
I stand by one second. Okay, so you're blowing through the fence right here.
Right.
This whole road is not necessarily blocked by traffic, but it's full of cars.
Okay,
People trying to
can you
see.
zoom in for me?
Yes.
Like,
You want to
just
go
in that
street,
section.
street view or
Just on that section that we came through the fence. Can you zoom in right there?
yes. So
Okay.
this is where you came through. So
Right.
right here, right across, literally right across from the gas station, which is weird. Why you
Oh,
guys just wouldn't go there in the first place instead of following my directions and
It's
going
a little bit.
400 yards down the road.
Well,
Can you zoom in a little?
Because I misunderstood what your intentions were in the last session.
Pretty old deer.
I spy with my little eye a problem.
I see that problem.
It's not stone. It should be one of the little metal ones. Nope. It's stone.
It is,
that was during
but
construction.
but the thing is, like, you have an
This was
SUV.
before the construction, but we would have been on the road. Because the construction didn't
Yeah,
start there.
that technically wouldn't have been there, but
So you would have been able to make it over, and then in a car, like, you would probably make it over.
I wouldn't go
Yeah,
straight.
you-
I'd go
yeah,
at an
you
angle.
get it.
so here's my plan. I stick my hand out. I wave to him,
To Jesse.
to Jesse, because they can't see us right now, right?
Are you on the road yet?
No.
You're still
No, the lovelies can't see us right now.
the zombies?
The audience,
Oh,
all they see is map right now.
yeah, they just see that.
Okay.
Do you want me to go back to that?
No.
Can see
It's
you?
just- I just need to know how much emphasis I need to put in for you guys.
Oh, let me go back so they can see your beautiful hand gesture. Now we're back.
All right, so I make this motion, and I almost hit you in the head. Almost.
Roll fight.
So I'm going to go up, see the spread of cars.
Yeah.
And it's like, all I can think of is like driving Miss Daisy, which I don't think is like the right reference for this. But I'm like, I go through the fence, see all of this, see the Humvees, and I'm going to turn back. And so it's just kind of like a S curve back through another part of the fence
So away from 95.
to go up onto that curved road where the Mustang blew up.
Okay.
So doing it as I got it.
So we went, no.
Yeah, it was, never mind. And I did this out my window. So
Okay. How do you interpret that?
I'm just gonna follow the car.
So you're gonna follow him.
So, if I have a better shot of like him, if he's gonna be doing that, I would like I'm gonna have to turn a little bit sideways to get through, and then see him go back. Then that's when I'm like, okay, and then I'll just get back on the road.
Okay, so you're back on the feeder road.
Yeah.
All right. So you're
So we're-
back. Go ahead.
that was,
What was it?
I mean, your God.
Sure. Ish. Lowercase g. So you're in the chase vehicle. So you've been the last to leave 95.
Well, I wouldn't even have gone in.
But you
if I
you
saw
kind
him,
of went into
like in the dirt.
you went into the dirt.
I would have been like getting onto the dirt when I saw him turn.
So in your rear view, because you're gonna look, because you saw the Humvees heading up 95.
Yeah.
You see two Humvees in a line, and the MRAP, the big giant
Yeah.
NPC, weaving in and out of traffic, and the front Humvee is flashing his lights at you, and the guy on top, the gunner, is waving his arm at you, and he's pointing like on the other side of the wall and holding up the number 4.
I thought he was gonna be like, wait, don't leave.
We need you because of our amazing weapons aren't enough to kill 30 zombies.
So,
We need your baseball bats and frying pans.
And shotgun.
I
We
don't
have
know.
one of the few surviving women in this world.
I don't know if we're still on the
Every
phone or
time.
not, but if not, I'm gonna tell Twitter to call them again.
You never declared that you hung up. Essentially, I looked at it as you guys were kind of using your cell phone as a form like of a walkie-talkie.
Oh, when he went into the convenience store and
Yeah,
everything.
like no one ever said they hung up the phone.
So you would have heard me just ding out.
Well, I would say, hey, you're waving us down.
I've been doing hand gestures this entire time.
And I've loaded
You
my
never-
mic really bad. I
like,
can't remember. the
You
phone.
never said I want to use the phone.
It's like,
Like
dude,
a
we're on the phone.
fucking clown.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like it's 103 out. Maybe you're just catching some sun, like just showing and
I'm
doing the
just
breeze.
It's zombies. You have no idea what's going on. I understand. That's
I'm
okay.
miming around to people, not thinking we're in
You
fucking conference.
you
call.
know that Gabe doesn't have a good rollover plan. You don't want to use all of his minutes. I don't know. So
What's that? You said you had a roaming symbol the other day?
Yeah.
That's still a thing? Like,
Yeah.
So either the foes were still on the whole time, or they called through. What are you trying to convey?
I'm gonna tell them they're waving us down, flashing lights, held up on number 4 for some reason.
So was your phone connected through the Bluetooth, or are you hearing?
mine's the only one connected. to
Okay.
it.
I would have called Mitch
Okay,
a
so
long time ago, back whenever we discussed this.
so then is the call going through to you then? So
Yeah,
you hear
so
this,
it'll go to Bluetooth.
you hear this, Matt, and you look behind you and you saw there's still 4 zombies.
4 zombies. That's what 4 means.
Oh.
Right behind you, so, and I can't shoot while you're behind me.
I mean, you can.
You can, you super can.
I can't.
That
Do I want to?
So, I guess my whole thing is I can floor it and get next to him.
Okay. So the feeder road isn't as busy. Like obviously in any evacuation situation, the main roads are the thing that are super clogged. The feeder roads become more of a secondary congestion when people realize I can't go this way. The locals will go, I can go around it this way. So you're on the feeder, the one the Mustang took, it's not as bad.
Right. So I'm going to go up that curve to that T section where the Mustang blew through the concrete
You
wall.
see a giant gaping hole where it used to be.
Not go through the hole.
You could. Also, I'll give you a plug. I'll give you a sigil.
And then spend it to survive.
Still give you a sigil.
uh,
Jam fusion.
and then I will go left toward across the bridge
Towards the center.
towards like a big ass shopping center.
Like where Walmart, Home Depot, all that stuff is.
Towards there.
No,
So,
yeah,
I
you
take a
see.
left, and there's another gas station off to the side.
We're gonna rate that one too now?
No.
Later.
But I am gonna take a right.
Okay, so you're now on Centennial.
I think so. Yeah.
It's Centennial.
So it is like
It's actually working the other side of the highway now.
yeah, and it is fucking dirt. Car dealerships, dirt all over.
It is like every car manufacturer has a dealership on this road.
Right.
And then there's an on the borders,
Right. But
which is delicious. Good nachos.
a couple roads down is an exit to get onto the highway
Come back on 95. Yep.
going towards the city.
South. Yes.
Correct. However, I want to, as long as nothing has intruded me so far, just going down this road, because I'm guessing, me in game would think the Walmart parking lot, all that parking lot, that thing's gonna be packed, because everyone at this point would have gone,
Stocked up on supplies.
yeah,
And
and
Just a bunch of fat, slow zombies.
they have the little power carts.
NASCAR.
Right.
No offense. No offense. I'm sorry. Internet. I'm sorry, internet. Don't blow my inbox with hate.
I guess over the phone, I would also recommend if you keep going down this road, you hit Durango, which if you turn right on that street, there's an entrance to 215.
There is, but that will take us not towards Charleston.
Yeah, I know.
But
could also just go on.
But if we keep going Durango, there's the 95 further down.
right, but this road that I'm turning on right now, which I don't, there's like a McDonald's on the opposite corner.
Yeah.
Turning onto there leads to the highway.
So the Humvees are still
Where we
behind
can
you.
get them.
Behind us.
The
Like
Humvees
they're
have
driving,
the
like,
Humvees
chasing
have
us?
followed you.
They have left. They,
Yes.
they went through the
They
same
are following
fence.
you, still flashing their lights,
Okay.
and you no longer see the 4 zombies.
Okay. So
But
do
around
I see them in my rear view?
yes, you see.
Okay.
I mean, it's 2 Humvees and a giant MRAP. You
Okay.
see them over Jesse, but in the surrounding area, give me just perception plus 20 because you're probably looking around for threats.
Just
Just him? Or-
Just actually, all 3 of you in the lead vehicle.
and all plus 20?
Yes.
So,
I mean, you're actively looking.
That's
All right.
You got it.
Hold on, I have to
You
do
got
math.
one.
I get a one.
I have to do math, hold on.
Skill plus 20 and roll under.
I,
What is your skill?
4 failure.
Okay. That's so Gabe.
44, good success.
You have Legolas next to you in the car. His elven eyes
I had to redeem myself after bouncing my
So-
face off the glass.
Hold up. You say Legolas?
Legolas. It depends on-
Legolas.
Whatever.
Legolas.
Legolas.
It's knockoff. You can't get
It's Lego women, Lego lass.
Again, like I said last episode, the internet will correct us if we're wrong.
No.
However you pronounce it. So you see, like, you're scanning the area, and again, there's cars all over the place. You're not just like driving down the road. You're like swerving in and out, going off on the shoulder, coming back on. You're more focused on driving, but you do see, like off in the distance, you do see running figures, like in the distance, not like close enough to get a threat right now. You, Gabe, you see a lot of the same as before. Bodies all over the place, movement in cars.
Make another motion.
He's like,
I gotta stop looking.
he's just huddled in the corner of a shower. It doesn't work anymore.
He just grabs my like get your ass to Mars shades and like puts them on.
He's like, I'm gonna close out the hurt feelings. So you see all this, plus you see the runners in the distance, and you know, like, this area is not safe, but it's not. There's no immediate threat.
We're good if we want to stop.
Not yet, not till we hit the southbound. So there's an entrance to go southbound towards the city.
South 95.
Right. But there's a way to obviously come in from the southbound, and that's where I want to go. I want to go onto the
Exit.
technically, the exit ramp to just go that way down the southbound, which should be pretty dead. So I'm on the other side of the concrete.
So it is.
going
It is a lot clearer. So you do go essentially up the exit,
Right.
in the exit, and you look northbound, and at this point it's like wall to wall. It is the same thing, and now you're seeing more runners, more shufflers, kind of on the other side of that median, and they're kind of scattering. But now hearing your vehicle, they're starting to more pay attention to where you're going.
Mhm.
You start to pick up a bit of a trail, and you're following them, obviously. And then behind you is the Humvee, and you see the guy in the gunner seat, like,
Let's head back to the Humvee. You know,
Like,
they can help.
hello. He's trying to get your attention, but
I will shoot. And you just hear again as I like lighten up the other side.
Jesse rolls a new character. He takes a 50 cal in the break. But then,
Nice move for shot.
so as the lead Humvee comes up from the highway, he's doing this. You see him go like, and he goes back to 50 cal and he's swiveling. He's not firing.
Just
but
be
now-
like driving like.
But no, yeah, now he sees, and again, it's nothing like the numbers you saw back in your apartment complex. This is like a fraction of that, but you see the odds on, like maybe 10, the entire distance that you can see, actively running around. There's more shapes inside of cars, that type of stuff. But on the highway itself, there's far less than the 20 or 30 we just dealt with at the apartment complex.
Do you want to stop?
Let's get a little further away from the city. Once we pass Sky Canyon,
Okay.
we'll slow down.
So let's go back to the magic of Google Earth.
Can I roll down my window
Yes.
and I'm gonna be
No, it's broken. Roll mechanics.
I'm gonna be pointing, like trying to get their attention, and like pointing like further down, like trying to signal like we're gonna try to meet up further down
Gotcha.
Okay.
versus
So-
stay here.
To retrace, based through everybody at home, you
So
initially
we
tried
came
to
up
go
that
in
road.
here, but you
No,
said
other side. We're on.
We're on this side. This is Walmart's over
Now we're on that side.
Yeah.
But we were on the other side.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. North is that way. Thanks, technology.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so yeah. All right. So
So
this was where you guys were at. Yes. This is a gas station. You were like, nope.
yeah, so we
back
went
off.
up there.
This
took
is
a
where
left, took-
this is where the Mustang plowed through. You went left and
And then
exited
went
back
right.
over this way.
Then I took that to, you see that road right there.
Yep, right.
And
there.
I took the exit, which leads back on the
Yep.
95.
So now you're heading 95.
I'm heading
north.
northbound on the south
south
side.
Which is the way easier.
And
because
then
it's
I'm
fast.
going to be going, because like, way down.
Yeah, the plan is to head past, like outside of Las Vegas proper,
Right.
past Sky,
I think
Sky
it's,
Canyon.
it's 2 exits down.
Because there's Durango, well, there's a few. There's Durango.
There's the exit to the 215.
Yeah.
There's Durango,
Durango.
which I think that's
This
Durango.
is Durango.
Yeah.
And
And
you
then
keep going.
further down,
There's Elkhorn is next.
I think so.
I live around here. I should
No,
know.
that's
Sky
Sky. That's Sky Canyon.
Yeah, so this place is awesome.
I
It's
live
Smith's. They
right-
have a
That's
bar.
Costco.
No, that's.
No, this is
Is that the Smiths?
Oh,
Yeah.
Smith's.
There's a bar in
Yeah,
there.
that's Smith's.
Yeah,
There's a bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
it's awesome.
People legit Uber to the grocery store because this is fucking Las Vegas. So
You
they
guys want to get lit? Let's go to Smith's.
Yes.
Oh.
I have seen people having a birthday party in a grocery store. It's amazing.
Yeah, so that's Smith's, and then the big building with the grass up there, that is, those are two schools.
So as you're heading this way, Matt, you know, like, obviously you recognize this area.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to do?
Can we start with my place, maybe, eventually?
Just like
You want,
look back.
give me more
at
help,
you.
I have things in my place. If no, then fine, we can come back here.
I just hear it over the phone.
If, no,
All right.
no, it's fine, we don't have to, we can talk to the arm, easy.
All right. I will go up the exit ramp. I flick on my blinker.
You know where he lives, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
obviously for the interest of security, I'm not going to trace our steps all the way back to where Matt lives. But
I flick on my blinker and I go up the exit ramp
and
onto the bridge.
Yep.
Now, what is on the bridge?
So there's
This
a
is
lot
pretty
of
far out there. Like
but looking again northbound 95, just about as far as you can see, it's traffic, like not moving. And being that this is a major feed point for it, there's a lot of traffic on the westbound part of that bridge. Like if you were to turn right, there's not as much traffic, but you can see where people have given up on like following the rules of the road and are kind of flowing whatever direction they can to try to cram onto this exit right here. Because you're getting off right here, right?
other side.
Right. You're getting, but this area. So yeah,
So
this place is a nightmare to go through when the lights are working because everyone just ignores them and does whatever the piss they want to do. It sucks. So without the lights, I imagine this is just so far chaos. When
okay.
you're coming up here, this whole road, you see nothing but like a line of cars, and they're starting to spill over and kind of block around. You can still maneuver because there's a pretty healthy shoulder on this side.
If we can't do it, then it's fine, we can come back here someday, but I have shit I'd like to grab for us.
Let's wait for things to blow down then.
Yes.
So instead of turning onto the bridge, I'll just go up the exit
Yeah.
and then just back down the entryway.
So you're still staying in the northbound lane.
Yeah.
And again, Jesse, in your rearview mirror, army dudes are still behind you. Or the not army, there are Humvees
The
behind you.
other dudes.
Well, I mean, like, I just flag down, like, further down.
He gives you a thumbs up.
And I'll keep going. There should be one more exit. I think there's one more exit further down.
That's the last exit.
That's the last exit?
This is, after this, there's really nothing after that until you get like
What is
Lee
that?
Canyon. This is the 157 that takes you to Mount Charleston. No.
No.
This
Mount Charleston's
is
still further down. Okay.
I drive this every day. I should. There's a gas station out here somewhere. Anywho,
Alright. So Lee Canyon.
so as you're driving out, Jesse, you notice this. The Humvees are gaining, like, with a quickness. And soon he's next to you, and you see the gunner motioning you over, and the passenger, you see full armed up, weapon, everything. He's telling you, giving you a hand gesture to
Authority shades.
do this.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got the Thorotah shades.
Yeah.
And then he guns it. The gunner punches the gas and pulls it next to you, and you see the same thing.
I mean, I've got my window down. I'll just look over and what?
As soon as I can
Follow.
as soon as I can buy, I just put the shotgun down, just.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna head back to the. So yeah, because nobody saw what I was doing because we're staring at the map. Basically, the Humvees pulled up next to them, and we're giving them one of these. Like,
Alright.
Pull
So
over.
after he does that to me, what does he do?
stays next to you,
Okay.
matches you speed for speed,
Okay.
Just like I told you,
Or
get
does-
pulled over.
and then this
We're
order,
going to.
he holds up, stop.
Alright.
I'll start slowing down.
Yeah, I'll start slowing down to a comfortable, safe
Distance.
stop.
The shotgun's still in my lap, I'm not showing that shit.
That's fine.
I leave the engine running.
Right. And yeah, there's still like you have to go down. You hear it's like the throaty diesel engine, and you hear the deeper, bigger engine of the MRAP
Right.
behind. So basically, there's an Humvee next to you, Jesse, and the MRAP kind of behind, block in between the lanes. Just big, imposing vehicle, just kind of blocking two lanes.
In my little car.
All right. So we've stopped.
So
What you want?
you see the passenger door or window come down.
You guys still use the cranks?
These are Humvees, yes. They're cranked. There's no power. It's
I will remember that next time that I see like a military Humvee, and I just like.
yeah. When people say mil spec, it doesn't mean it's good. No,
Yeah,
he rolls.
Check this out.
Okay, so all
My
right.
side,
To be
roll
fair,
down.
I have never actually been in a Humvee. I'm just assuming we give them to the army, so they're roll down because the army doesn't get nice things. Sorry, they don't. So he, in some way, shape, or form, be it mechanical or electrical, rolls down his window.
Gonna have a military debate in the comments now.
He just crowbars it down. And so he's looking at you. It's you see he's got helmet, full decked out gear, body armor. He's got the M4 in his lap. Middle, younger, maybe mid-20s white dude.
I can't resist. We talked about this in one of the early episodes. He rolls down his window. I'm gonna look over and go, "Is there a problem, officer?"
He just kind of starts like, Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
Where are y'all going?
Out of here.
We're heading to Mount Charleston. We're dropping off civilians we picked up along the way. We know a safe place. We can get you there, but after that, we got orders.
I look at my two in the car.
I just say, yeah.
Over the phone.
Yeah.
Just a mumble.
Yeah. So next to you, Jesse, like your window's up. You look over and you see a redhead woman. And you see like a shock of red hair sticking. Kind of, she's got the helmet on. But you see, like the
Hair.
little shocks of hair coming down, just kind of helmet head, basically. And she's looking over at you, and you're looking at her.
And she winks at you through the glasses, but you can't see.
No glasses, just a ginger person. On the
I'm
side.
pretty sure there's someone else on the flip.
So you see her in some way, shape, or form also roll down the window, and she just kind of gives you a look.
So.
Y'all, where y'all heading? I don't do female voices. I'm sorry. I just. Where y'all heading? Where y'all heading?
Okay.
Does that sound like the old guy from Family Guy?
Where y'all heading?
That's where we still have to go.
Hopefully somewhere safe, following them.
I'm assuming this is the same conversation they're having up there. We're dropping off, and she thumbs back to the MRAP, dropping off family and civilians. We got a spot up at Mount Charleston. We hope is still safe. And then we're heading out.
Hopefully.
So,
I'm not leaving my buddies, so.
well,
Uh,
it's pretty crazy back there. That's one of the bigger groups we've seen.
Appreciate the help. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's you have to thank Apex. She kind of points up to the roof. He's one of the best gunners we have. That man can put a round in a target 300 meters out.
Shocking.
And you
Put
look
him on my
up,
car.
you look up, and you see a guy. He's clean cut, like just angular face. Just looks like a badass. I mean, he's holding a 50 caliber weapon. Pretty easy to look like a badass. But beyond that, also looks like a badass.
Does he have a Hello Kitty backpack?
No.
Damn.
So you see him, and
yeah,
You're-
you have a Hello Kitty backpack, by the way.
yes, Matt, you were decked out with a Hello Kitty backpack that you found. They found in the parts.
I'm gonna write that down. Hold on.
He is constantly. Like his head's
Scoping out.
yeah, he's not stopping. He's looking left, looking right, spinning all the way around the gun turret, checking south.
Still using
Dude's
this.
up.
Thank him later for me. It seems a little busy.
I'll look over at the guy. Just, you got like one moment to converse.
You just see that. He leaves his roll down.
I'll switch my phone to private talk versus the Bluetooth, and just kind of lift it up. And I'll look at you too as I talk into the phone. So, we gonna trust this?
Yeah.
Do we have any better option?
Unfortunately, no, but this kind of thing always just kind of gives me a bad feeling in my gut.
They have the
This
spot
gives you
inside, but we can keep going. We don't have to stop where they're going. We're still going to Mount Charleston. If they turn, and that's not where we're going, we just keep it moving.
What do you two over there think?
I don't see any problem with going with that.
You're like, 1 second.
Sorry, important call.
It's not about you.
We
It's
gotta
not,
take this.
it's not you. It's me.
So, I legit thought they were gonna shoot us.
That is a plus. No bullets yet.
Zombies don't drive cars that you know of.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show the shotgun until we get away from them. That's an ammo. So.
You're gonna show them after we leave?
Yeah.
Of course.
He's just gonna wave it at him.
She's like,
Okay. Majority rules. And I'll put him back on the Bluetooth.
he's still just there. Like,
Lead the way, G.I. Joe.
it's church. And somebody in the back, we call him Preacher. And he's a pretty big dude. Not like gross, disgustingly big, but he's a pretty big dude. You can see not a full beard, but pretty good stubble. And he just kind of like smacks back at somebody. He's like, that's the FNG, don't mind him.
Lead the way. If you're going where we're going,
We're going to see if the colonel's still kicking up rocks. So he rolls up his window. And we head down the road.
Is there any like its own version of insight?
I think that is intuition.
Yeah, intuition.
Can I do that to see like if I can tell maybe they're lying or not?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah, we have that.
Keep my cursed dice out of there.
With intuition, right?
Yep. And so it's just flat because you had a little bit of conversation.
16.
All right, 16 pass. The woman you spoke to, she seems sincere. I
All
mean,
3 words.
yeah. Again, it was a very short conversation. The guy on top of the gun looked competent. You saw them tear through a horde of zombies. They
Feel
look
safe.
and they followed you, like
They didn't
actively
guns down.
trying to get a hold of you, and they didn't mow you down or blow your tires off from underneath you. So from what you can tell, they're on the up and up. They have a plan, and they're looking for it.
So they're on us, but they're really good at keeping this ruse.
So
So I just over the phone was like, I don't really like have a big bad feeling about this.
So
I'm
as
paranoid. Let's go.
as you head up 95, Chloe, you feel a buzz on your phone. It's another message from me with another link to the Google Drive.
Don't trust the guys in Humvee.
If army dudes roll up, drive away.
I'm gonna hang up and watch a video while send again. Beep.
So you go to the Google Drive, and it's not a video. It's 2 Word documents. One, the earliest one, is a message from me. It says, copy. Message received. Tell Charles. Hopefully I can meet. Like you said. And the second one is a Word document, but it's full of pictures. It's pictures of government documents. Some have been redacted with lines drawn out. You see the word secret, top secret, confidential, stamped all over these pages. And it's just page after page after page. And it's words like Operation Cerebellum and this scientific label. And you see a diagram of a virus. And at the very end of this Word document, it says, this is everything I could dig up on the virus. This is what's happening. Do what you can, survive, get the word out. I'll meet up if I can. And as you turn off of I-95, Mount Charleston looming long in the distance, Las Vegas behind you, in rear view, you kind of breathe the first sigh of relief as you go from the known to the unknown, but you go from a known threat into potential safety. And that's where we're going to wrap up this episode. So, until the next time we meet, stay alive.